Here in mid-January 2021, the World Meteorological Agency has released their global climate report here for 2020. And what they have indicated is that this year is one of the warmest years on record. In fact, the second warmest year, only second to 2016, which I even made a video then about how warm it was. So these temperature anomalies over the last 20 years continue to increase across the globe, thus leading to some changing in the climate. Personally, I don't like to use the phrase global warming because I think it's misleading. People say, hey, I got a lot of snowfall here. What about this global warming? Climate change is more of an adequate term, and I'll talk about snowfall here in just a moment. I do want to let you know, anytime I talk about one of these videos, though, I always get climate deniers who instantly write a comment. Be respectful, be smart, and watch the video all the way through, and then we can have a conversation. That's what I always like, and that's the chief thing about science, having a conversation, learning. But I can tell you, the science is undeniable in a lot of these instances. All right, our global oceans are warming out here, and over the last 20 years, just continuing to spike. When we talk about tropical systems, though, warming oceans definitely have an influence, but it's not so much stronger storms. And I don't like it when people say there's stronger storms. There's always been strong storms. And when people argue that, it's totally appropriate. Faster growing storms is more of an appropriate term. It's basically like adding stronger fuel into an engine. The engine can accelerate faster, and thus when we get faster acceleration, you get storms that blow up right near the coast. And 2020's billion-dollar disasters, well, they're well above average and even higher than the last few years as well. Not only with tropical systems, fires as well. There's just all sorts of significant impacts these warming oceans do have globally here. Not only, as I mentioned, with oceans, but over land, because the oceans influence the overall jet stream patterns. Thus, you get drier conditions like what we've seen in Western California, and even remember down in Australia had significant fires to start off 2020 as well. So the oceans are continuing to warm up. That provides more fuel for tropical systems, and it also alternates jet stream patterns, makes them more, what I like to say, meridional. They flow up and down instead of zonal, which is basically west to east. When you get those bigger significant changes, you get, like I mentioned, changes in the climate, but also changes in the snowfall pattern during the winter. And a lot of people say, well, it's snowing a lot here in Japan in December and early January, record snowfall. Globally, less snow is occurring. I can tell you that. But the thing is, locally, due to these meridional, these big changes in the jet stream, we're seeing bigger snow events. So globally, yeah, there is less snow, but when the snow does come, there is warmer oceans, there's more moisture in the air, and we'll get more snowfall. Thus, this all goes back to what I originally said. I don't like the term global warming. I don't like it. I like the term climate change because the climate is changing due to warming temperatures, but the climate is changing. Okay, here's the other thing. Like I said, climate deniers, if you want to watch all the way through the end of the video, if you've held off from commenting just yet, number one thing, and I've done these enough where I know what your questions are going to be. Okay, what you're showing me is over the last 100 years. What about beyond that? Believe it or not, one of my jobs I was offered twice, I've turned it down because of how remote it is for weather support in Antarctica for ice core drilling. Yeah, pretty exciting job. And one of these times I might take it. All right, you can look back thousands and thousands and thousands of years with ice cores. Looking back, look at that. You can get an idea of how much carbon dioxide was in the atmosphere back thousands and thousands of years. The more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the more we would expect a feedback loop as far as your greenhouse effect, and thus we get these temperatures warming, decreasing, cooling, warming, cooling, and people say, well, it's just an evolution of Earth right here, and temperatures always go up and down, and they have. Over the last million years, we have proof that temperatures have always gone up and down. But look at the last 100 years. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is way higher than what any of those ice cores suggest down in Antarctica. Tells me Yeah, okay, we're naturally probably in a phase of warming rate here, and people say it's a natural thing. Yes, but we sure are helping it along here significantly, and we call this the hockey puck, or the hockey stick, excuse me. It just kind of looks like a stick with those temperatures significantly rising. Now, what can we do to help this out here? There's plenty of things, and we've all seen it. I'm not an engineer. My point of this video is just kind of give you an idea and point out the fact that 2020, second warmest year on record, could be even one of the warmest after they look at a little more detail on it, and the significant impacts it has been having on our weather here globally. All right, hey, if you like this report, please subscribe. Follow me on all these social media platforms. If you have any comments, comment down below. Just be respectful, be smart, and we can have a conversation. I can tell you, though, you can't really sway me from not believing that the climate is changing. The evidence here is undeniable. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty out there, and I've been studying this for years and years now. And like I said, I've even been offered twice to go down and support those ice core drills, and one of these times I will take it up on it. Also, support me on Patreon if you do want to check that out. I'll put a link down below. And of course, as always, stay safe out there. I'll have more Western Pacific weather and typhoon updates as well here on this channel, so please go ahead and check that out.